Hello. As I said last week, I'm doing another one of these, and this one's going to be on the backwards letters and stuff like that. Some dyspraxics and dyslexics can write or can see certain letters back to front. So like D's and B's, P's and Q's are quite often ones that are common. So yeah, that happens sometimes. A good thing to combat that, if like you or your child or whatever is going through that, especially with B's and D's, if it's happening with those two, write the word bed out, and like it looks like a bed. P's and Q's, I don't personally know one that works with that, but there might be one on the internet or something like that. I also said I was going to mention learning patterns and other things like that in regards of dyslexics and dyspraxics. Some dyslexics and some dyspraxics learn in a slightly different way. Like, it was like, some people are visual learners, some people are auditory learners, and some people are kinesthetic learners, which is when you do stuff in order to learn. Some dyslexics and dyspraxics, well, quite a lot of dyslexics and dyspraxics, and people who don't have dyslexia or dyspraxia will have a mixture, but will be stronger on one more than any of the others. But with dyslexics and dyspraxics, like the kinesthetic thing, like side of learning of doing things, can be a bit different. Like, dyslexics and dyspraxics don't learn as well from presenting things most of the time. Like, when I was doing sixth form or college or whatever you want to call it, I was doing psychology, and to learn 2 studies we had to do a presentation of these studies. That helped me learn it a little bit. It helped me visualise it in my mind what the psychologists actually did. But with other stuff, it really quite hinders more so than helps. So yeah. Visually can help in some ways, like, but if you're going through a complicated subject, or like thing within that subject, don't necessarily draw it out. Like, don't like make it. Well, if you find it useful, make a drawing of it. But personally, for me, that doesn't help, and most other dyslexics and dyspraxics I've talked to don't find that helpful. But like visualising it in another way, like comparing it to something, can help, especially with dyslexia and dyspraxia, as far as like in my own experience and people I've talked to with dyslexia and dyspraxia. Yeah. Another thing I'm gonna quickly mention as well, not too in depth of, but just a little bit. With quite a lot of dyslexics, dyspraxics, etc., they can often have a little bit of like one of the other ones, like I'm trying to think of what the one that affects maths is called, but I cannot think of it for the life of me. But quite a lot of dyslexics and dyspraxics will have a little bit of that as well, and that will make them very like nervous or very unsure of their mathematic abilities. But it, like with a dyslexic or dyspraxic that has both, it can be a bit harder to diagnose that which specific one it is, and which makes it a little bit harder to treat it, like implementing like the types of technology and stuff. Okay. Yeah. As always, if you found this useful, leave a like. I'm going to do something a bit differently, though, in the next one. If you guys post some comments, some questions, what you want answering in regards to dyslexia or dyspraxia or anything like that, just leave it in the comments. I'll get back to you with the answer like next week, when I do one of these again. Yeah, check out my other videos if you haven't already. I'm gonna probably do about 10 of these. But yeah, if you found this useful, just put a like on. It helps, and subscribe if you feel like it, because there will be some more of this content uploaded like weekly. I'll try and do it weekly, and if I can't do it weekly, I'll do 2 fortnightly. Okay, thank you, bye bye.